Millions of drivers are burning up to 40 IAT more fuel than they should, and they have absolutely no idea why. You pull into the gas station, watch that number on the pump climb past $80, $90, $100, and you just assume that's the cost of driving today. But there are sensors sitting inside your engine right now, sensors most mechanics never mention, that are quietly robbing you every single time you fill up. We're talking about $400 or more disappearing from your wallet every single year. And the part that'll make you want to kick yourself? Most of these take under 20 minutes to fix with a $10 can of cleaner you can grab at any parts store. Today I'm counting down the 5 hidden sensors killing your gas mileage, and I'm showing you exactly how to clean every single one of them. Let's begin now with secret number 5. Number 5, the one that hides in plain sight. IAT, Intake Air Temperature Sensor. Ever wonder why your gas mileage gets worse as your car racks up miles even when everything looks fine under the hood? You haven't changed your driving habits, the engine seems to run fine, but something is off with every tank you buy. There's a specific little sensor under that hood that builds up an invisible film of oil mist and road grime over time, and it starts feeding your engine computer the wrong information. This is the Intake Air Temperature Sensor, the IAT. It's a small, finger-shaped probe, dark grey or black plastic, and here's where most people miss it entirely. It's either built right into the mass airflow sensor housing on the air intake tube, or it sits about 6 to 12 inches further down the intake pipe toward the engine. It measures the temperature of the incoming air so your computer knows exactly how dense that air is and how much fuel to mix with it. But here's what they don't tell you. When this sensor gets coated in grime, it sends the wrong temperature reading, and your engine adds fuel it doesn't need on every single combustion cycle. Here's how you clean it in 5 minutes flat. Turn off the engine and let it cool for 10 minutes. Find the air intake tube, the big hose running from your air filter box to the engine. Look for the MAF sensor housing or a separate 2-wire plug along that tube. Unplug the electrical connector, remove the sensor with a screwdriver, spray it with 10 short bursts of MAF sensor cleaner, and let it air dry for a full 5 minutes before you put it back in. Suddenly, your engine gets the right temperature signal, stops overfueling, and your mileage starts climbing back toward where it should be. But here's what makes this even better. The exact same $10 can of cleaner you use on this sensor works on the next one too. Now for a sensor that could be silently burning through 20th year of every tank you buy. Number 4, the vacuum snitch. MAP, Manifold Absolute Pressure Sensor. Picture this. You're on the highway, you press the gas to merge into traffic, and the engine just feels heavy and slow. The car moves, but it feels like it's working twice as hard as it should for the speed you're getting. You chalk it up to age. But here's what most drivers never notice. A clogged MAP sensor port is forcing your engine to think it's under heavier load than it actually is, and it keeps dumping in extra fuel to compensate. The MAP sensor, Manifold Absolute Pressure, is a small rectangular box, about the size of a matchbook, bolted directly onto the intake manifold. That's the large metal component sitting right on top of your engine. Look for a sensor with a single small vacuum port, a tiny rubber hose attached to it, and a 2 or 3 wire electrical connector on the side. Carbon buildup and oil vapors clog that small port over time. And once it's clogged, the sensor starts misreading your engine load on every single drive. Here's how you clean it. Turn off the car and disconnect the battery's negative terminal. Remove the single bolt or clip holding the MAP sensor. Unplug the connector and take the sensor out. Lay it on a paper towel. Spray the sensor port and face with 10 to 15 short bursts of MAF sensor cleaner. Do not use carburetor cleaner or brake cleaner. Both will permanently destroy the sensor electronics. Let it dry for at least 5 full minutes, then reinstall everything. Here's the kicker. A clean MAP sensor stops that sluggish overfueling immediately, and you'll feel the difference the moment you pull out of the driveway. This next one could save you from an embarrassing stall at a traffic light that your mechanic quotes at $300 to diagnose. Number 3, the Throttle Trickster. TPS, Throttle Position Sensor. You've probably lived through this one without ever knowing what caused it. You're at a red light and the engine is idling rough, almost shaking, or you press the gas from a dead stop and there's a strange half-second pause before the car actually moves. That's not your car getting old. That is a dirty throttle position sensor sending bad data to your engine computer, and your engine is flooding at exactly the wrong moment. The TPS sits mounted directly on the side of the throttle body, the round metal housing where your large air intake hose connects to the engine. Look at the side of that throttle body for a small sensor held in place by 2 or 3 screws with a plastic electrical connector plugged into it. It tells your computer exactly how far you're pressing the gas pedal, and when it's dirty, the computer misreads your throttle input and throws the fuel mixture off every time you accelerate. Cleaning it takes about 10 minutes. Turn off the car and disconnect the battery. Remove the 2 or 3 screws holding the TPS, unplug the connector, and take the sensor off. Spray it lightly with electronic parts cleaner, then wipe it gently with a clean cloth. Those sensor contacts are fragile, and one hard scrub will ruin them. Reinstall, reconnect the battery, and start the engine to confirm the rough idle is gone. This feature exists because your engine computer needs live throttle data to calculate how much fuel to inject at every single moment of acceleration. Bad data means wasted fuel on every press of the pedal. But here's what makes this even better. Cleaning the TPS also clears up that hesitation when you merge onto the freeway. This next one could explain why your engine runs like it's stone cold every morning, even in the middle of summer. Number 2, the cold weather con artist. ECT, Engine Coolant Temperature Sensor. Ever wonder why some older cars run rough until they warm up and then just never fully return to the fuel economy they used to get? Most people assume that's just what happens when a car gets older. But a failing engine coolant temperature sensor can get permanently stuck telling your engine computer it's a cold winter morning, even when your engine is fully warmed up and running at normal temperature. The ECT sensor is a small brass or plastic threaded plug, about the size of your thumb, screwed directly into the engine block or the coolant housing near the thermostat. It usually has a 1 or 2 wire connector plugged into it and looks almost like a spark plug without the ceramic tip. When it fails or builds up corrosion on its threads, it sends a false cold reading, and your engine computer responds by dumping in extra fuel, the same way it does on a cold startup. Except it never stops doing it. Here's what you do. With the engine completely cold, find the sensor near the front of the engine on the block or on the coolant outlet housing. Unplug the connector, check the tip for corrosion or heavy buildup, and spray it clean with electronic cleaner. If the corrosion is minor, that alone can restore the correct reading. If the sensor itself is damaged, a replacement part runs $15 to $40 at the parts store, and a shop charges $150 to $250 for the job. Suddenly, your engine gets an accurate temperature signal and stops overfueling on every single drive. But here's what they don't tell you. This one sensor, when it fails, is costing you at least 3 extra fill-ups every single year. Before we get to the really mind-blowing stuff, do me a favor and hit that like button. We did a ton of research for this and it actually helps us keep making content like this. Done? Awesome. Number 1, Part A, the invisible fuel drain. Upstream O2 Sensor, Bank 1, Sensor 1. Picture this. You check your fuel economy after a road trip and it's measurably worse than it used to be. No warning lights, no rough idle. The car just drinks gas faster than it should. You bring it in and the shop either finds nothing or hands you a $400 estimate you don't fully understand. But here's what most drivers never notice. Your upstream oxygen sensor has been wearing out for years, and according to Bosch, a degraded O2 sensor increases fuel consumption by up to 15A. The upstream O2 sensor, Bank 1, Sensor 1, threads directly into the exhaust pipe just inches downstream from the engine. It looks like a spark plug with wires coming out of it, white or black insulation on the wires, and it screws into the exhaust manifold or the pipe that exits the engine. It samples the exhaust coming out of the combustion chamber and tells the computer whether your fuel mixture is running too rich or too lean, so the computer can make corrections in real time. But here's what they don't tell you. These sensors don't fail overnight. They wear down slowly over 30,000 to 60,000 miles, and the computer's fuel corrections get wider and less accurate as it tries to compensate for the bad readings. For an average driver putting in 15,000 miles a year, that wear costs roughly $300 to $400 in extra fuel annually. A replacement sensor at the parts store runs $20 to $90, and you can swap it yourself in about 30 minutes with a basic ratchet and an O2 sensor socket. Here's the kicker. EPA testing shows cars with properly working oxygen sensors get 5 to 15% better fuel economy over their first 100,000 miles compared to vehicles where those sensors have started to fail. This next secret is the one mechanics bank on, because if you don't know about it, you could write a $2,500 check for a repair you never actually needed. Number 1, the silent killer. Downstream O2 sensor, the $2,500 ticking clock. You've probably never heard of the downstream oxygen sensor. Most drivers haven't. It barely comes up at the shop, and here's why mechanics stay quiet about it. When a catalytic converter gets replaced, this sensor almost always gets swapped out at the same time. And a catalytic converter job runs anywhere from $1,500 to $3,500, depending on your vehicle. Your car has at least 2 oxygen sensors, the one before the catalytic converter controls your fuel mixture. That's what we just covered. The downstream sensor, also threaded into the exhaust pipe, positioned just after the catalytic converter, has one job: it monitors whether the converter itself is actually doing its job. It looks identical to the upstream sensor, a plug with wires threaded into the exhaust pipe, but it sits further back under the car, toward the middle or rear. When this sensor gets old, corroded, or coated in exhaust deposits, it starts sending false signals that convince your engine computer the catalytic converter has failed, even when the converter is working perfectly fine. Because the computer uses the Downstream O2 sensor to verify catalytic efficiency on every single drive cycle. When the sensor reads wrong, the computer logs a failure code, the check engine light comes on, and the next mechanic you see recommends a catalytic converter replacement you may not need at all. Here's what you do. With the engine completely cold, find the Downstream O2 sensor under the car, after the catalytic converter. It threads into the exhaust pipe with 1 to 4 wires running to a connector. Look for heavy white or black deposits on the tip and corrosion on the connector. Spray the sensor tip and threads with electronic cleaner if you can safely reach it. If the sensor is past 60,000 miles, a replacement part costs $20 to $90 and takes about 30 minutes to swap with an O2 sensor socket. That 30-minute job and $50 in parts could be all that stands between you and a $2,500 repair bill your car never actually needed. Suddenly, the check engine light goes out, the converter gets a clean report, and you drive away knowing you just handled the most expensive item on this entire list for less than the cost of dinner. The single most important secret in today's video is secret number 1, the Downstream O2 sensor, because ignoring it can lead to a $2,500 catalytic converter replacement that your car may not actually need. Which of these sensors did you already know about? Drop the number below. I want to see how many of you were already ahead of the game. And if you want more money-saving tips that most drivers never learn, subscribe right now. We put these out every single week, and they are completely free.